Hello, Aries. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm going to be doing your reading for the rest of the month through August 31st because I am traveling. I'm taking my daughter to London to do a dance course before she goes to college. So I will be there through August 31st and thought I would just go ahead and take the opportunity to do both weeks at the same time. The child, yes, focus is on the child for sure. So I'm not gonna lie, the last half of August energy is bumpy. There's a lot of squares the week of the 18th. The sun moves into Virgo. Uranus is stationing to go retrograde at the beginning of September. Mercury goes direct again, and we enter into the eclipse season, which for me starts 1 month before the first eclipse. Now, this fall we have 3, so that'll be fun. There's a full moon in Aquarius on the 19th, pretty rare moon. And yeah, there's just a lot of activity. So definitely make sure that you stay grounded and keep in mind that this is, there's a lot of energy flying around, right? And a lot of it to clarify your position and where you're going to be moving forward to. Yes, completion. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the overall energy for the rest of August, please. Oh, all right. These cards are like, okay. Many paths, right? Like I said, figuring out which way you want to go. Now, there was a whole bunch of them that flew over here. I'll just read the titles in case any of them resonate, but I'm not going to read them all because there's too many. The Gatherer, the Rainmaker, the Earth Keeper, we've gotten this many times, and the Vision Quest, right? And I feel like this one is actually very relevant to this, the Vision Quest and many paths. But the energy, as I've said, is a lot about your options, right? Getting clear on what's next, what could happen for you. I forgot my glasses. Well, you're gonna have to bear with me here. So let's see, many paths. That is a 7. 7 is a spiritual number. It talks about also like higher order missions. Let's see what this says here. 34. This one has the numbers. So okay, so all paths lead to spirit. What you bring to your journey is what will determine if yours is a path of suffering, a path of wisdom, a path of bliss, or a path of loss. Consider the traveler who met 2 stonemasons. He asks one what he's doing. Oh, I know this story. Okay, he asks one what he is doing, and the mason replies, I am squaring out the stone. He asks the other, who's doing the exact same thing, and gets the reply, I am building a cathedral. One man has a job, the other man has found his work and his calling. He is part of an endeavor much greater than himself. Be sure you pick a path with a heart, right? So your call now is to take a big, bold step and leave the beaten path. Heaven and earth are conspiring on your behalf to support you in this move. Do not dally, lest you miss the moment. It's time to sail into the uncharted. Be sure you attend to both your path through this earth as well as your journey through the stars. And it says, you've outgrown your current situation and risk losing your way in your own backyard. You are being called to step out of your comfort zone. Respond now while the call is still a gentle whisper. Even though the woods look thick and impenetrable, venture in and let nature guide your steps through the dark until you reach your destination. And this actually calls up a lot of the imagery that we had seen in last week's reading as well. Remember, if you do not know where you're going, any path will take you there, which is funny because I have, when I was doing like marketing consulting, my first page of things was from Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland, which is this quote here, which is, if you don't know where you're going, any path is fine. And the other is from Jackson Brown, if you don't know what you want, you can't get what you want. And so, like I said at the beginning of this reading, I feel like the energy around us is very much in, what do you want to do, right? What does it look like? And for many of us, as we've discussing for the past, year or so, it's a big change. It's a shift. There's an entire community that has probably shut you out. And it used to be, it was a community that you were, respected in, and that you had made paths, like, significant, it's all coming to me in Italian, sorry, that you had made significant progress in. You were recognized, respected, and expert. And then all of a sudden, kind of out of nowhere, this community is like, who, like, new phone, who dis, like, doesn't know you, not interested in you. Suddenly they've like discarded you. And so the energy that you can invest in trying to get back into that community, that's like getting lost in the backyard, right? Is like, because you're not supposed to be there anymore. If you have tried beyond a reasonable amount to continue to be in a circle, an environment, a situation from your past where it is clear that you are either no longer welcome, or there is no path for you, there is no path forward, there is no development, that is your clue that is exactly where you are not supposed to be right now, and you are supposed to be elsewhere. And where you are supposed to be is closer in line to what's in your heart. And in the immortal words of my favorite astrologer, Anne Ortley, if it's in your heart, it's in your chart. So it's really about finding and doing what you love. All right, let's get the challenge energy. King of Pentacles. Okay, so challenge energy can be literally an earth figure, an earth sign. It can be money, feeling challenged by money, not feeling like you have your financial situation under control. Of course, we have Uranus going through our second house, which should have been blowing up your finances in one way, shape, or another. Positive, negative. Mine's been negative, with constant surprises. So you may be struggling to feel safe, solid, established. Recognize King of Pentacles at the top of his game, right? Material status. He is the ultimate Capricorn, right? So you may be struggling with that. Or there may be a figure like that who is blocking you. Let's see what else comes out. All right, can I get the lesson for the rest of August 2024? There's also, this just came to me, I was saying to choose with your heart, right? You may be driven by money choices, and those may not be the right ones. Okay. Or there's a challenge being responsible with your money. Both of those could be the same. So we have two here. We have the Arrow and the Witch. And this says to surround yourself with protective energy. And then the Witch is to be the light. Right? And I'll read these both to you. This will also probably be my last beachside reading for a little bit. I'm going to be going back to the city. I'm kind of sad about it too. Not because I'm actually tired of being here, but I love the little vibe I got here. All right, so arrow is 122. Okay. It says, surround yourself with positive people and experiences and environments that make you feel safe. Call on your angels, guides, and ancestors to bring you protection. Arrows have long been revered as symbols of protection, as many hunter-gatherers would use the bow and arrow as a weapon of defense, right? And this also like brings to mind Diana, the hunter goddess who, rules Aries. When an arrow appears in meditation or dreams or an oracle reading, it's a sign you need to protect yourself and what is important to you, because not everyone has the same intentions as you do. This doesn't mean that people are intentionally wanting to hurt you, but they could be careless in their choices and actions, and this could affect you. There are energies around you that could lower your vibration. And that's what I was saying. Like the end of August is going to get wonky, I think. And it says, if you are in a situation where you feel that not everything is as clear as it seems, trust your intuition. There are energies in your current situation that aren't fully aligned with your intentions and goals or with kindness. And that may also be this figure here. Follow your intention about whom to trust and what to trust. If you can take time to retreat or step out of this situation to assess what is going to be beneficial for you, do so. In any event, this is a time to call in the energy of protection and to place yourself in a space that feels safe. And then we have this witch, and I feel like the witch came up not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. 95. I know I'm always bitching about these books that don't have numbers, but okay, take the higher road and choose the light. Remove yourself from lower energy experiences. Okay, so same message, right? Protect yourself, stay high. This King of Pentacles, because Capricorn also is earth signs can be a little pessimistic about what's possible. Like, oh, well, why would you want to do that? That's so risky, right? They don't like taking chances as much as fire signs do. So there may be somebody in your ear, could be an earth sign, could have earth energy, who's like, are you sure? No, you should probably like find something a little bit more safe or secure, or, is that going to pay enough? There's someone who is not intentionally, but effectively dragging you down and trying to like kill your spirit. And this is one of those energies where it's like, believe it to see it. Okay, it says the witch god represents the maiden aspect of the triple goddess of paganism and modern Wicca. The maiden is a gentle, innocent, and pure aspect of the goddess, a loving soul who wants nothing but the best for the whole earth. Here she is joined by a horn-barn owl, showing that she's willing to respect those with more wisdom and experience than she has, but she is also willing to trust what she feels to be right within, right? It's like what this other card was saying. It's like somebody may be trying to give you advice, could be a father figure kind of thing, could be a boss. But what is coming off is like their protective energy, and it may feel kind of old, like this is giving me like boomer energy. Their opinion and their vision of your situation is not aligned to yours or to where you're going. So it's like you can be like, okay, well, thank you for your input. I'll definitely take that under consideration. But I think I'm going to have to like go with my heart kind of situation. I think I'm going to make that the name of the reading. Okay, let's get 3 cards, please, for the rest of August 2024. Oh, other small announcement. I will be closing out the memberships at the end of August, and the readings that we were doing for the members are now coming back to the main channel. So starting September, there will be a lot more readings available for you guys over the course of the month. All right, 3 cards, please. And then I'll tell you guys about my new project that I hope you'll join me in. It's like my thing apart from this. All right, what do we have here? The devil again. Who did the devil come out with last time? I think it was the Seven of Swords, right? But it was like talking about that dark forest. There was a forest or something. And this said, like, don't be afraid of the dark forest and to be the light. All right, 2 more cards, please, for the end of the month, August 2024. Oh, okay. All right, what do we have here? So the Six of Swords. And, oh, okay. 2 coins. I want one more. Hey, lady. One more card, please. Four of Swords and 9 of Coins. Okay. What do we have here? Okay, so we have temptation, we have addiction, we have in chains, like feeling in chains or feeling bound to something. And then we're able to get away from it. Okay, there's like a breaking free or like a detachment, at least, from the thing that we felt bound to. And this may also, remember how I was saying, like, if there's a community that you belong to that has somehow like rejected you or shown signs that you are no longer welcome, it's trying to push you out. And you may not be processing that emotionally the right way, like rejection, but it's redirection, right? The rejection is the redirection. So you're able to move to new shores here, but this has obviously left you a little bit confused because you have some options. I don't think you like love your options because they feel less. It feels like starting over. It feels like something new. And maybe you wanted more, right? Because there's the king is up here and this is in the challenge position. And what comes immediately after breaking free is a 2. So you're like, what? But then we have the Four of Swords, which is about pause, reflection, reconsidering the path and re-strategizing for the future. The story behind the Four of Swords in the traditional tarot is that it was a soldier who had come back from battle. Like, they had to dig their graves before they went out to fight. And if they came back alive, they would rest in their grave and reflect on what had happened and like what worked and what didn't work. It was almost like, you know, so a sense of closure, celebration, but also planning session. And then you have the 9 of Coins, right? After some reflection and some pause to consider, hold on, actually, this could be interesting and could be something, because something that blooms and blossoms into something beautiful, right? Goes from the 2 to the 9 with some pause and consideration. The 2 goes to the 9, and the 9 is, the very abundant sense of being abundant. Now, the last half of this year, between now, I've said also the last half of August is wonky, but really until November, there's a lot of crazy energy going. Uranus is going to retrograde over some of the most violent degrees in the zodiac. There's going to be a lot going on here, right? And so the idea is to really stay as grounded as possible, as centered as possible, as calm as possible. Remember, the Four of Swords energy is a very reflective, I don't want to say peaceful in the sense of happy, but like centered energy. It's got its thinking in order. The Four is all about mastery, and this is a mastery of air energy, of thought energy. And so through this breaking free and moving on, even though something at first felt less than, that with time, sorry about the welcome to Italian traffic, with time and consideration and reflection about the past and where you want to go, it actually looks like you're like, actually, you know what? I could turn this into something really interesting. This could be really good for me at the end of the day. So it's like it starts looking like a 2, but it's actually a 9. And you may have 2 options, actually. And it says to consider them very carefully because one of them is better for you than the other. One may have more money, right? But one may bring you happiness. All right, let's get some final advice. Let's get some final advice for this reading. Okay, justice. All right, lots of air energy, lots of consideration, lots of thinking, making choices, deciding. It says, okay, they say all is fair in love and war, but the balance is not tipped in your favor right now. Someone's being unreasonable. So take a step back and weigh up the situation. It may be that you need to summon up your inner strength and face your opposer, but be assured for you have all the tools necessary to win. Decisions have been left unmade, and there's a time to renegotiate. And there is time to renegotiate. Remember always that the universe supports those who stand in their truth and integrity. When you look for the best possible outcome to suit all parties, you can be assured that fairness will prevail. It says it's time to weigh up the situation. A surprise makes up for something lost. A decision goes in your favor, and justice will prevail. So yeah, and this, right here on top of this 2 coins, right, goes from indecision, 2 coins all about indecision, to justice. And the path, sorry, it's so hot. These cards are sticking to me. That's gross. The path to it is through consideration, right? Going through that 4 of Swords, thinking about it, and thinking about what's the best option for you. Not driven by money, not driven by revenge, not a fuck you move, but really purely thinking about what brings me the greatest joy, what makes my heart sing, what makes me light up. And that's how you know you're on the right path. Okay? Hope this was helpful. Wishing you a great rest of the month, and I will see you in September. Take care.